Okay, went on a trip this weekend. Wanted to show you my current gear setup, what I'm using. I have come to the conclusion at this point in my hiking or camping lifestyle, so to speak, I basically have 4 kits. My full winter kit with the canvas tent, the wood burning stove, and all your other winter type gear, which weighs base weight, just the stove and the tent and the Alice pack frame, 30 pounds right there. And you start adding your sleeping bag, your clothes, your food, your water. So I did take that this weekend. Only got down to about 38 degrees. That was 56 pounds. Now I only had to hike a half a mile, and then I hiked around with it just 2 miles to do a little loop trail to see what it felt like. I have that full-on winter kit. I got what I call my through hiking kit, which is my 85 liter JanSport Big Bear pack. I have my what I kind of call a quick overnighter, in which I usually use my Kelty Red Wing, and then I have my day pack, my 18 liter day pack setup. What I've been doing is finding that amongst all those kits, I take pretty much all this stuff to the, pretty much all this stuff on the table on all those kits. Anything that needs to stay dry, because I'm putting it between different bags that aren't necessarily waterproof, I went ahead and got a 20 liter this is a Sea Turtle brand dry bag. So I put that inside this nylon stuff sack here to keep it from getting punctured as much as possible. And here I can go then canoe camping or water crossings or whatever, and then that goes in whatever kit I'm taking. If it's just a day trip, then that fills up the whole 18 liter pack. If I'm putting in my 85 liter pack, that just goes in there with my sleeping bag and other things. As far as outer clothing, my rain shell. This is I got the REI brand Event breathable fabric. That's the new Gore-Tex equivalent, so to speak. Event is made by GE. You can see it on the internet. Of course, these jackets are expensive. I don't wear it if I'm working around a fire. I just don't want to chance it. I get a Wiggy's jacket liner. Keeps me pretty warm, so down to 40 degrees when I'm around camp or at night. I wear that. Down vest, it isn't needed anymore. And if I'm bushwhacking, which I was this weekend, going where there's no trails, I of course don't wear my rain jacket then, or my shell. I put on my wool shirt. So those are three, or I'm working around the fire, on goes the wool shirt. So that's my outer layers, my layering system, windbreak. Underneath that I may have a cotton shirt on, I may have a nylon shirt on, depends on what it is. So that's what goes with me pretty much every trip as far as clothing goes. Now, I have my rain pants. They may or may not go in the dry bag. This goes in the dry bag. It's a pair of darn tough wool socks, my extra pair of nylon briefs, an Under Armour shirt, and those silk long johns. So that goes in the dry bag. This goes in the dry bag. A pair of very thin nylon pants. This is great just to change into, or if you're going to know you're going to get wet, you want to put something like this on, they dry out very quickly. That goes in the dry bag. This weekend I got a chance to practice using a topo map and a compass, because there really weren't any established trails that we were following. So I did a little bushwhacking and got out the compass and topo map. Also just on my daily hikes, if I go out in daily hikes, I take a topo map and try and identify all the contours and land features and roads via the topo map and a compass and pace it off. It's a good skill to practice. I'm no expert. Here's the dog leash. Here's the back cover. Here's my sporks. Here's the snack container that I use during the day. Usually I put my granola in here. I got this from REI. It's pretty cool actually. Put your snacks in there, your granola or candy or whatever you want to put in there. It's not a water container, it's a snack container, and then this flips up and you can kind of just eat it on the trail. So that works pretty well. You've seen what's in this utensil bag, my Esbit stove, my soap, my shaving supplies, scouring pad, all that kind of stuff is in there. Again, this weekend it was out with the Bushcraft USA guys, so we were playing with fire, and I used my little fire grate to cook over. Got a piece of leather in there, my leather gloves that wraps it up so things don't get, try not to puncture stuff. Here's my what I call my Staples food bag. This weighs about 3 pounds. Now there's, 3/4 pound of rice in there, half a pound of oatmeal, 8 ounces of bannock in there, some dried milk, some honey, you know, those kinds of things, a couple of tuna packets. I could live off that for 2 or 3 days. Here's what I've been keeping my dry milk in. This is a 4 or 8 ounce, I don't know which one this one is, and I put my dry milk in there. It doesn't compact down very well, but it keeps it perfectly dry. I like that. And the thing with dried milk, and I use it for baking and when I have my cereal, I got no problem with it when I'm out on the trail, is put in a Ziploc bag. The bag Ziploc container gets all full of that powder and it just doesn't work well. Take a book of some sort, Louis L'Amour, The Sackets, put that in the dry bag. This is my toolkit that I've been hiking around with lately. My carabiner, I kind of gave up using the Leatherman Crunch and I'm down to the Leatherman Juice. My Carmex, been playing with a Doan Magnesium Fire Steel. It's different. Lighter, of course, jet stream whistle, button compass. So that all goes, doesn't weigh much at all, actually. I'm pretty surprised. This is my tool bag, my extra tools. So in here I have a monocular, which I'll put in the dry bag if I know I'm going to do a river crossing. A open all folding saw, a piece of leather, my U-Dig-It stainless steel trowel. If you're cooking over coals and stuff, it's kind of nice to have a little trowel. So I'll tie that trowel to a stick, and a UTM grid locator, and a little spatula. So again, I keep it all in here because again, don't want to puncture the dry bag. And this will go in the dry bag if I know things are, you know, I'm definitely going to get wet. Cook kit. This is the cook kit I've been using lately. 6-inch Paderno baking pan. Here's the lid for a 2-quart open country aluminum pot. Inside I got a windscreen in there. Of course, I'm using the Esbit stove. Esbit's a little bit expensive, but I like the convenience of it. Don't have to fool with the alcohol. And if you are really run low on fuel, you just put an Esbit tab in there and keep feeding twigs in there. And then in here is my pot cozy with some artificial butter, my Glacier stainless steel cup. I also picked up these. I've been making my own meals quite a bit lately. Don't use the Mountain House dehydrated. So here's my spices. I got some cayenne pepper and chili powder, some dehydrated onion flakes, some cinnamon powder, some garlic pepper, and then chipotle seasoning. That's I can make barbecue sauce with that. I can make all kinds of sauces with that. Of course, the pot cozy. The lid to my Glacier stainless steel cup, as well as the lid to one of these Ziploc 2-cup containers that I use as a kneading bowl. And then what I was playing with this weekend, and works really well, is I create a little kind of bake packer oven type thing here. So put my bannock in there, put this on the fire or the fire grate or my stove, and make a little oven like this. So I can make a little biscuit right in there, you know, about a half a cup of flour, and I got a good sized biscuit, about 200 calories, works really well. Everything goes in here pretty well. I mean, I'm surprised. I use a measuring cup. I take that with me. I know a lot of guys don't do that, but I find if I don't measure stuff, it usually doesn't come out right. And again, that all nests in here. Again, kind of in the bags just to protect things from getting punctured as much as possible. So all that goes in a larger bag here. I'm really surprised how well this worked out this weekend. You have a windscreen, you can really get the water boiling. 2 quarts is a lot of water, but if you're, you know, usually I'm hiking with my son and camping, so it's 2 people. I can make a whole bunch of rice, a whole bunch of spaghetti for both of us in that 2-quart pot easily. So that's the cook kit. Weighs about 2¼ pounds. It's not titanium ultralight, but works well. My Esbit stove, one of the things I found is it was kind of collapsing every once in a while, especially when you had 2 quarts of water. So I just took a piece of coat hanger here and made a little brace essentially that goes on it, and then it's like that. This other stuff you've seen, my all-weather bivy blanket, my silk, sleeping bag liner, my hammock. That's usually if I'm just day lounging. I don't really hammock sleep, but I can. I mean, I have my 5x7 tarp. This is the new Adventure Medical Kits bivvy. It's nice. It does breathe. It is, you know, water resistant. I mean, I don't know about waterproofing a downpour, but you know, it is light, so I don't take my USGI bivvy anymore. This is my water purification. So in here is the SteriPen and just the bag to put the water in. Again, just protecting things. So this, I can scoop up the water in here and then, you know, put it in the REI Nalgene and use the SteriPen. Here's my first aid kit, toilet paper. This is a little neoprene sleeve for either my 1 pint, which I have some Reflectix in there to keep my coffee a little warm, or if I'm just hiking, then I'll just use this REI Nalgene and put that in there, the 1 quart. And then this is something new. Instead of using the 2-quart canteens, I get this, what's called the Sea to Summit 4-liter tap pack, or pack tap, I don't know what it is. But in here is just a wineskin bladder. So it's kind of cool because it has a little spigot here. So that's all my kits. I will say that this 1/4 inch closed self foam pad is getting replaced with a Thermarest ridge rest pad, just the 4-foot by 20-inch version. This just isn't quite comfortable enough for me anymore. Okay, thanks for watching.